Hello everyone, welcome to my programming principle presentation. My name is Gavin and today I'll be introducing you to my Mastermind project. So what is Mastermind? Mastermind is a game for two players where each player plays either the code breaker or the code master. The objective of the code breaker is to guess the combination of colors that the code master has generated. If they do so in 12 turns, the code breaker wins. If not, the code master wins instead. So how does this work in the program? So, the program will act as the code master and generate a random combination of colors, while the user acts as the code breaker and try to guess the combination of colors. Now I'll be demonstrating my mastermind program. For the purpose of this demonstration, the correct color combination will be displayed. So how does this work? There are 6 different colors: red, blue, green, yellow, purple, and orange. In order to enter a combination, let's say for example, green, red, yellow, blue, you must enter GRYB. This will prompt the message to come out and it will tell you that what colors you got right in the correct position, which in this case is 2, which is G and Y. And we also have geo color right but wrong position. And let's say if we enter none of the correct positions like PG or Y, it will show a different kind of message, but it will also tell you the correct colors by wrong position, which is 4 here. And if we put G, P, Y, O, this will end the game and it will show you how many turns that you took to guess the correct combination. And this will show you how to reset the program, which is putting Y. So we can show you another thing, which is winning at the first round will display a different kind of message. Let's say YROB. It will show a different kind of message and also the restart code. Now I will show you what happens if you enter the wrong combination for 12 times. And see, it will show that you have failed to get the answer in 12 turns, so you lost. So if you go again, I will show you the data validation of the program. So if you enter 1, it will say, hey, do not enter numbers. If we enter TTTT, it will say that this is not in the colors in the list. If we enter BROYP, it will show that we enter more than 4 colors, and if we enter BRO, it will show that you have also entered less than 4 colors. And that's all for my program. Moving on to the codes. First, I'll be showing all the display and input codes. The first display code is the main menu, which introduces the rules to the user. This is done through the print function, which displays the specified messages to the screen. Next is the color input. It utilizes the input function to pause the program, which allows users to enter their guesses. There is also a loop in the color input which detects inputs that are invalid. This is the data validation. If entered input is digit, not the color in the list, or more or less than 4 colors, the messages will display as shown at the top right. Lastly is the restart code input, which displays at the end of the game and allows the users to restart the code through the user-defined function of the main process. Now I'll be showing the list and random codes. A list function creates a collection of data that can be manipulated. This is called a list object, which is ordered, changeable, and allows duplicated value. This is the example of the list code in the program, which defines the color in the game. Lastly, the random library is a built-in module that generates pseudo-random variables. This is used in the program to generate random combination of colors. Moving on, we'll be looking at the iterative process, which is a while and for loop codes. For loop is used for iterating over a sequence, like a list or a string. In this program, we'll be using it for our list of colors and input string. Next, the color detect loop checks each color in the input and plus either the count or countx value if the condition is met. The count variable is the number of correct color in the correct position, while the countx variable is the number of correct colors in the wrong position. The count for loops also convert all the correct inputs into the true value. All of this will be displayed at the results section at the bottom left. Now we'll be talking about while loop. While loop is used to iterate over a block of code as long as the condition is true. We usually use this loop when we don't know the number of times to iterate beforehand. One of the examples of while loop in this program is the incorrect input loop. This code uses loop to detect incorrect inputs by going through many if-else statements like one correct, no correct, etc. that will be discussed later on. This code will loop until the correct code is entered or the turn count exceeds 12. Another example of while loop is the data validation loop, which is already discussed in the color input. This loop utilizes while true statement, which means it will only end if there's a break code. So, moving on, we will be talking about decision-making codes. If else Python statement evaluates whether the expression is true or false. If a condition is true, the if statement executes. Otherwise, the else statement executes. The first if statement is the first try result, which comes out if the enter combination is the correct combination during the first try. The next if statement is the one correct result, which executes if the enter combination contains at least one correct color with correct position. This result will print out the count, countx, and true value that was mentioned before. Moving on is the no correct results, which only executes if the enter combination contains no correct color with correct position. This result will only print out the countx value. Continuing on is the all correct result, which only executes if the enter combination contains all correct color with correct position after the first try. This result will also print out the turn that the user guessed the answer. Finally, it's the exit turn result, which only executes if the user entered the combination for more than 12 turns, which will result in the user losing the game. Lastly, we'll be talking about user-defined functions, which are functions that we define ourselves to do certain tasks. There are two user-defined functions, the main process and the main menu. The main process restarts the entire program, while the main menu displays the main menu in the main process. That's all for my mastermind project. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.